Lust is a tough battle, but you can win if you face it head on. Don't sugarcoat it, don't blame others. This is about you and your choices. Let's get real. If you want to overcome lust, stop making excuses and start owning up to your own actions. No one else is responsible for what's going on in your head but you. First, stop blaming others. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that someone else is to blame for our lust. You might think, it's their fault for dressing like that, or they shouldn't be flaunting themselves. Sound familiar? If you catch yourself thinking like this, stop. No one's forcing you to think lustfully. It's on you. No one made you look twice. No one made you fantasize. You chose to do that. Ask yourself, if your sister, mother, or daughter wore the same thing, would you feel lustful toward them? Probably not. So why do you feel that way toward a stranger? It's because you lack the love you should have for them. Lust and love can't exist together. Lust turns people into objects, while love sees them as human beings. Lust means you're lacking real love in your heart. Recognize lust for what it is. When you're lusting after someone, you're not loving them. You're reducing them to an object that satisfies your own desires. This is the opposite of how we should treat others. When you allow lust to take over, you're rejecting love and letting selfishness rule. You're not seeing them as a person, but as something to use. That's the brutal truth. And until you recognize this, you won't break free from the cycle. You need to change how you see others. Start thinking of people as they are. Brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, friends. People who deserve love and respect, not to be objects of your fantasy. The enemy in your pocket. If you're hooked on corn, understand this. It's poison, pure and simple. It's not harmless. It's not just something everyone does. It's evil. Pornography turns real, living people into nothing but tools for your pleasure. It twists your mind, dulls your empathy, and turns every interaction into something sexual. Corn doesn't just fuel lust, it teaches you to see every woman or man as less than human. Let's be clear, corn is addictive. It rewires your brain, making it harder to resist sexual temptation in real life. The more you watch, the harder it gets to stop. It's like a fire that will eventually consume you. If you think you're not harming anyone by watching, you're dead wrong. You're harming yourself, your relationships, and your ability to love others the way they deserve. You are not a victim of lust. You have a choice. Stop acting like you don't have control. Lust doesn't just happen to you. Every time you indulge in it, you're making a choice. And if you keep letting lust control you, you're letting yourself become a slave to it. If you don't choose to avoid what triggers your lust, you'll lose control and become a slave to your own desires. That's not some abstract idea, it's reality. If you don't stop it now, it's going to get worse. Lust won't just stay at the same level. It'll grow, take root, and control more and more of your life. How to cut lust off at the root. You can't fight lust by indulging it a little and hoping it won't get worse. That's like trying to put out a fire by feeding it. The only way to stop lust is to cut it off at the root. Get rid of the things that trigger your lust. That means avoiding the situations, media, and thoughts that feed your temptations. If you're serious about fighting lust, you'll have to make some hard choices. Don't hang out in places or look at things that you know stir up those feelings. Be brutal about it. This won't be easy, but nothing worth doing ever is. You'll need discipline and a lot of self-control. But if you don't take this step, you'll never get free. Stop feeding your desires. Here's a fact. What you feed grows. The more you feed your lust, the stronger it gets. The more you starve it, the weaker it becomes. Every time you give in to lust, you're making it harder to resist the next time. And every time you resist, you're training your mind and body to break free from it. Lust thrives on indulgence. It grows when you keep giving in, even in small ways. So stop feeding it. Cut off its food source. That means limiting what you watch, where you go, and what you let yourself think about. Be ruthless with yourself. No exceptions. Build a new habit. Lust is a bad habit, and habits can be changed. But it's not enough to just stop thinking lustfully. You need to replace that habit with something better. Start focusing on something important, such as spending family time, working on yourself, and work towards your goals. Don't fight alone. You can't beat lust on your own. It's too strong, and it gets even stronger when you try to fight it by yourself. Lust loves isolation. It's easier to control you when you're alone and no one knows what you're going through. That's why you need someone you can trust to help you. Find a close friend, a brother, or someone you know will listen without judging you, and open up about your struggles. Being accountable to someone else can make a huge difference. When you talk about what you're dealing with, it's like shining a light on it. Lust loses some of its grip because it doesn't have the darkness to hide in anymore. Just telling someone what's going on can take away some of its power. You'll feel less trapped and more in control. It might feel embarrassing or hard to admit that you're struggling, but it's the only way you can really start to make progress. If you keep everything hidden, you won't be able to break free from it. But when you start being honest with yourself and with others, it's like opening a door to real help. You'll start to see that you're not the only one going through this. The truth is, everyone faces temptation at some point. It's a normal part of life. What you do about it, you have a choice in how you respond. By talking to someone and staying accountable, you give yourself a better chance to win the fight. You're stronger when you don't try to face it alone. It's okay to admit that you need help. In fact, it's necessary. You'll see that sharing your struggles not only makes you stronger, but it also brings you closer to the people who care about you. Together you can work through it and come out on the other side better and stronger. Lust doesn't stand a chance when you've got the right support. Take action. Now, don't put off the fight against lust until tomorrow. Telling yourself, "I'll deal with it later," is just giving lust more time to grow stronger in your life. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to control, and soon it'll be a part of everything you do, think, and feel. Lust doesn't stay still. It takes root and spreads if you let it. So, the time to act is now. Don't wait until it's too late to make a change. To beat lust, you have to go straight to the source and deal with it head on. Think of it like pulling weeds from a garden. If you only trim the top, the roots will still be there, and the weed will grow back. You have to dig it up completely. This means changing the way you think about people and starting to see them with real love and respect. Treat people like the humans they are, not just objects for your desires. This is how you start winning the battle against lust. Remember, fighting lust is a decision. No one can make it for you. Lust doesn't control you unless you let it. Every time you give in to it, that's a choice you're making. But every time you resist, that's a choice too. So the truth is simple. You are in control. You are responsible for your actions. No one else. Lust doesn't just happen. You choose whether to fight it or give into it. If you decide to fight, know this. It's not going to be easy. You have to be prepared to work hard. There will be times when it feels impossible, times when you want to give up. But don't. The more you resist, the stronger you'll get. The longer you hold out, the weaker lust becomes. Little by little, you'll see progress. And in the end, it will be worth it. Winning this battle will change your life for the better. The fight against lust is one of the most important battles you'll face. It's not just about stopping a bad habit. It's about building a life that's based on love, respect, and self-control. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Someone who doesn't let their desires control them. So start now. Choose to fight. It's not going to be easy, but it's a fight you can win. And it's a fight worth winning. If you like this video, hit the like button. It helps others find this content, and that helps me too. If you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.